On June 6, 1944, the Allied forces launched the world's largest seaborne attack on the northern French coast. This invasion was a complex and well thought out process. This legendary invasion was planned out for almost a year prior to the attack. The biggest problem and worry with this well-known invasion was the decision of what beach to attack. The Allies had to take into consideration the characteristics of the beach, moon phases, tides, sites for airfields, sailing distances, and the number of ports surrounding the beach. The Allies had to break through Hitler's Atlantic Wall. The Atlantic Wall was a series of fortified concrete points that held troops. Hitler had ordered 15,000 of these strong points to be built. The Allies' best bet would to be to invade where some points of the Atlantic Wall were still going to be under construction. The invasion had multiple code names assigned to each part of the attack. Operation Overload was the code name given to the establishment of forces on the beach. The process of controlling the beaches was called Operation Neptune. The secrecy of this invasion was very important. The Allies wanted to surprise Germans on their attack. There were very few people that knew about the whole attack plan. In May of 1944, there was a crossword puzzle that came out in the London Daily Telegraph that had a lot of code names that had to do with the Normandy attack. Some of the words were Neptune, Omaha, Utah, and Mulberry. The Allies were stationed on the Isle of Wight, which is the closest part of Great Britain to the beaches of Normandy. There were over 300,000 troops stationed here. The natural shrubs and brush on the island of Wight provided cover for troop movement. Eventually, when the time would come, crossing the channel would be the most dangerous and vulnerable part of the mission. So they had to keep the disturbance low and keep the plan a secret. The original plan to invade the French coast was to attack on May 1st, but then got changed to June 5th. The invasion could only be done on certain days of the month because the tides had to be perfect for the landing to go smoothly. June 5th did not fit under these guidelines. Therefore, the invasion had to be moved back a day so the tides would be beneficial to the Allied forces. The conditions on June 5th were so bad that there were almost hurricane-strength winds, and documents say that the rain blew horizontal. This inclement weather made the Allies hire professional meteorologists. The meteorologists couldn't agree on a 24-hour forecast. The tides had to be low for the attack so the landing boats could see where the landmines were so they could be sure to avoid them. There was 5 different fronts to the invasion of Normandy. The United States attacked the Utah and Omaha beaches. The British fought on the Gold and Sword beaches. Canada fought only on Juno Beach. France fought with British on the Sword front. The plan wasn't just to invade the beach just to take control of the coast. The plan was to invade the beach and continue the invasion into France. The purpose of this was to take over the important ports that provided Germany with many resources. Without all the resources, it made it a lot harder for the Germans to survive and launch a counterattack. The invasion began at 11:30 on Monday night, when 10 waves began the trip over to the Normandy coastline. There were 2,200 bombers in the air that attacked the beaches and their ports that were inland. These bombers were ineffective on the beach of Omaha because the overcast prevented the bombers from seeing their targets. On the water, the Allies had almost 7,000 vessels consisting of warships, landing crafts, artillery crafts, and merchant vessels. Of the 7,000 naval vessels, the British and Canadians provided over 4,000 of them. The Navy helped out the troops on the beaches by launching many smoke bombs into the beaches to give the troops some cover from their gunfire. The Allied forces had over 300,000 troops stationed close by in Great Britain. Of these 300,000, only 150,000 of them went to invade the Normandy beaches on June 6th. After the Allies secured the beaches, the rest of the troops, vehicles, and tanks were sent over. Aside from the attacks on the beaches, the Allies had dropped paratroopers in the town of Caen, which is about 15 miles inland. The Germans had announced that the Allied paratroopers had a good hold on the town of Cherbourg, which is just northwest of Caen. The surprise and size of the invasion shocked the Germans and prevented them from launching a successful counterattack. It was reported that Hitler had a train rush to get him and bring him to the East Front so he could take over command himself. Omaha Beach was the most well-defended beach out of all the beaches they attacked. In some cases on Omaha Beach, the landing crafts would have to stop at a sandbar that was 100 yards from the beach. The soldiers would have to swim the rest of the way in while being shot at from all different directions. At Gold Beach, they had a different set of time of attack due to the differences in tides. On Juno Beach, the invasion was delayed a little because of the rough sea conditions. There was a huge problem with the attack on Juno Beach, though. A majority of the offshore naval fire had missed the German defenses. This mistake let the Germans launch a reasonable counterattack. Although it wasn't good enough because the Allies had successfully broken the Atlantic Wall and were in pursuit to invade the rest of France. It was Eisenhower's idea to continue the invasion inland right after the beaches were invaded. On the other hand, Churchill wanted to hold off the invasion to let resources and supplies catch up to the leading front of the invasion. Eisenhower made the decision to keep moving and keep attacking the already shocked Germans. On June 6th, about 10,000 brave men and women were injured, and 4,000 of those people were confirmed deceased. Now, present day, most of Omaha Beach has been preserved and made into a memorial. Most of the concrete strongpoints that were once part of the Atlantic Wall still stand to